Tip number 7. This just happened to me yesterday. It's very important that you never tell a rider no. Nobody likes to hear that. So when you're in the vehicle and the passenger asks you if you could speed it up a little bit, don't say no to them. What I'm thinking in my head is that you should book the trip earlier, but I never ever say that to a customer or a rider. Never say that to them. When they ask you to do what you can tell or go faster, just tell them that you'll just say yes. But do not ever tell them no. If they ask you again, just tell them that you're going as fast as you possibly can. The reason is if there's a speeding ticket involved, that's going to go to you as the driver. The rider is not going to pay for that. The rider is not going to absorb that at all. So if you do speed, you're going to be held responsible only for that. And the passenger is not going to be held responsible at all. I usually tell them, like if they're headed to the airport, I ask them what time their flight is, and they usually have plenty of time, so I just let them know. I'm like, oh, you're fine. Don't even worry about it. That's what I say to riders. Never, ever tell them no. The reason why you don't tell them no is because if you do, you run a high risk of getting a 1-star for that trip. Here is 6 tips for all rideshare drivers. Actually, all drivers can benefit from these tips. Tip number 6 is keep up with and do maintenance on your vehicle constantly. These riders don't want to hear noise and they don't want to see any lights on the dash. They freak out when that happens. Tip number 5 is only do pickups that you as the driver want to do. If there is some reason that you don't want to pick somebody up for whatever the reason is, you decide that and just cancel that request and go right on about your business. Tip number 4 is always remember that you call all the shots up until the rider gets in your vehicle. Since you are responsible for everything that happens in your car, if you speed or whatever, or if whatever happens, if you get pulled over, you're responsible completely. So as the driver, you're the captain of that ship. You make those decisions. Tip number 3, when riders talk to you, talk right back to them. I get good information all the time from my riders. I have conversations with them. If they want to talk, we talk. If they don't want to talk, I get that. We don't talk. Tip number 2 is do not be angry when a rider slams your door. This is a big one. A lot of people get mad about getting their door slammed. These riders close the door on your vehicle usually because that is how they close doors that they get in and out of all the time. So do not be mad about a slammed door. Now, a car door left open is way worse, and that has happened, and that does happen. So a slammed door, it happens, so what? It doesn't cause any damage to anything. Tip number 1 is know the area that you drive in always. If you don't know the area, get to know it or don't drive in it.